Hi friends, let us continue to the last part of the natural vegetation. That is here we are going to do the two remaining forest types. What are the two remaining forest types? The mountain forest, you can see the dotted line, and the dark black line, dark black, that is the littoral and swamp forest. So let us first start with the mountain forest. Let us first start with the mountain forest. Now this mountain forest or mountain forest, as these are known, that is, these are known as the mountain forest. Now why we study them separately? Because we know that in the mountainous areas the temperature decreases as we rise up. That is, the temperature decreases with the increasing altitude. And because the temperature decreases with the increasing altitude, the mountainous regions have variety of vegetation based on their height. If the height of a mountain is very high, it will have a variety of vegetation. That is down, there will be ट्रॉपिकल फॉरेस्ट, उसके ऊपर डेसिडियस फॉरेस्ट, उसके ऊपर कॉनिफरस फॉरेस्ट, उसके ऊपर अल्पाइन ग्रासलैंड्स, उसके ऊपर टुंड्रा फॉरेस्ट. So because of decrease in altitude, decrease in temperature with increasing altitude, the mountainous regions have variety of vegetation. That means the height of a mountain can determine how much variety of a vegetation it can have. If the mountain is not of a very greater height, then the variety of the vegetation will be lesser. In the terms of height, we have two mountainous systems which are important. One is the entire Himalayan mountain system, and the other are the forests of the Western Ghat region. Other are the forests of the Western Ghats, especially the tall hills of the Western Ghats. Because if the hill or the mountain is not of a very great height, then there won't be a variety of vegetation. Now the two highest systems are the Himalayan region and the Western Ghats. So we will be studying the forests of the Himalayan region and the forests of the Western Ghats. Let me start my lecture with the forest of an Himalayan region. Now, because of the extreme height of the Himalayas, the Himalayan regions show a succession of the forest. We can say that the Himalayan region have a succession of the forest from tropical to tundra. The Himalayan regions have succession of a forest, from tropical to tundra. From the tropical to tundra. That means at a lower height in the Himalayan ranges, if this is a Himalayan range, in the lower height of the Himalayan mountain system, there will be a tropical forest, that will be tropical evergreen forest. Then there will be deciduous forest. After that, there will be temperate forest. After that, there will be alpine grasslands or alpine forest. Why grasslands? Because grass do not require much water. As you are going very, very high up in the mountain, there is a less rainfall and more of a snowfall. Then there will be alpine forest. And there will be tundra forest. Tundra forest means what it is there? There will be snowfall in this region. So if we see, this is between the tropical forest, that is the tropical evergreen and tropical deciduous forest are seen from 0 meter of height to 1000 meter of height, to 1000 meter of height. So the from 1000 to 2000 meters you have around temperate forest. From 2000 to 3000 meter we have grasslands. Above 3000 meters to 4000 meter we have the alpine forest. And in the mighty peak of the Himalayas, we have the tundra forest. That is very, very high peaks, jahan pe, like Mount Everest or like Kanchenjunga, where there is a perennial snow, you have some like tundra forest. That is the forest which is found in the polar regions of the world. So the Himalayan regions show a succession from tropical to tundra forest region. This is a generalized statement. But this generalized statement, that is from tropical to tundra, that is from tropical evergreen to tundra, which and where this generalized statement will apply to which Himalayas? To the eastern Himalayas or to the western Himalayas? For that you should understand the rainfall pattern in India. Which part of India gets heavy rainfall? The western Himalayas or the eastern Himalayas? Remember the eastern Himalayas. So tropical evergreen forest to deciduous to temperate to grasslands to alpine to tundra will apply only to the western Himalaya, only to the eastern Himalayas. So this eastern Himalayas in the state of Arunachal Pradesh, etc., will have from tropical evergreen to tundra. While the remaining part, the western Himalayas, will have from deciduous to tundra. So the question, if it comes in the examination, whether Nanda Devi is having a variety of vegetation from tropical to tundra, where does Nanda Devi lie? In the state of Uttarakhand. Will it have tropical evergreen? No, it will have from deciduous to tundra. Why deciduous? Because all along the foothills of the Shivaliks you get less rainfall. There is a deciduous forest. We have done that already. But in the Arunachal Pradesh, if they ask you exactly in the Arunachal Pradesh, will there be tropical evergreen to tundra? Yes, it will be. In Arunachal Pradesh, what is the national park? What is the biosphere reserve here? So the Nam Dafa National Park, or the Nam Dafa Biosphere Reserve, which is located in the Arunachal Pradesh, will have a variety of vegetation which will be from tropical evergreen to moist. Tropical deciduous includes moist and dry deciduous, then to the temperate, then to the grasslands, then to the alpine, then to the tundra region. On other hand, Nanda Devi, etc., from deciduous to temperate to grasslands to alpine to tundra region. On other hand, the third condition I am giving, that is the Nanga Parvat region or the Gasherbam region, that is high up in the western Himalayas, it will have temperate to tundra forest. They won't even have the tropical forest region. So this is how the forest keeps on varying. Now let us look at the important species of the temperate forest. What happens in this grasslands, what happens in the alpine forest, and what are the important species here. Now the deciduous forest, you can take down, the deciduous forests are found where? Along the foothills of the Himalayas. The deciduous forests are found along the foothills of the Himalayas and in the rainier parts between the height of 0 to 1000 meters. Above the height of 0 to 1000 meters, you have evergreen broadleaf forest. So you have the temperate forest, you have the evergreen broadleaf forest, you have some of the species here, and the species which are important in the Himalayan region in the broadleaf forests are in the Himalayan region, you have some of the important species in the broadleaf forests are, these are oak, Indian chestnut, and very important species which is found in the western Himalayas, and that's important species is Deodar in the Uttarakhand region in the western Himalayas. So the Deodar is an important species in the western Himalayas. In the western Himalayas. If I ask you a question, Deodar in the state of Arunachal or Uttarakhand or Himachal Pradesh, western Himalayas. Deodar is an important species of the western Himalayas. Now go up higher, you will find the pine forests in this region. Go up still higher, you will find the pine forest in this region. So pine is the forest in the Himalayan region. Chestnut is the forest in the Himalayan region. Oak is the tree in the Himalayan region. Deodar is the tree in the Himalayan region. Now in the Jammu Kashmir region, that is in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, especially in the Kashmir Valley region, in the Kashmir Valley region, you will find two important species here, that is the chinar species and the walnut species. Chinar species and the walnut species. Now, how to remember this chinar and walnut species? Chinar leaf is very famous. So, and chinar sustains, or chinar is famous for the handicraft industry of the Kashmir Valley region or Srinagar region. So chinar leaf, it has been shown in many movies also. Chinar forest, orange color forest, which becomes like the orange color forest, or the leaf, which is, you can just have in the search on the internet, how does the chinar look like. Remember, Jammu Kashmir region, it sustains the entire handicraft industry of this Jammu Kashmir region. Now, if you go still higher, there are these grassland regions. In the grassland region, there are some of the tribes of the grassland region which practice a very interesting phenomena which is known as the transhumans. They practice a phenomena, they practice a kind of a migration which is known as transhumans. They practice a migration which is known as transhumans. Now, what is this transhumans? Transhumans means these are the tribes which during the summer season, because it is too hot down, they all move with their ships, with their flock, with their ship. The most important animal they have, animal rearing, is the sheep for wool. So they go on the higher reaches of the mountains. So during the summers, they will go up higher with their ship. While during the winter season, when there is a heavy snowfall in the higher reaches of the Himalayas, they will migrate downwards. So this transhumans is a seasonal migration. It is a seasonal migration which is done by the tribes of, along with their flock, it is done by the tribes of Gujjars and Bakarwals. Of Jammu and Kashmir. It is done by Gaddis of Himachal Pradesh. It is done by Gaddis of Himachal Pradesh. And it is done by the Bhotiyas of Sikkim. So the seasonal migration, along with their animals, along with their is done by the Bhotiyas of Sikkim. Bhautias or Bhutias of Sikkim. Bhautias or Bhutias of Sikkim. Now, what do you mean by the transhumans? It means the seasonal migration along with their animals. Which is the most important animal here? Sheep. So these are the tribes which undergo seasonal migration. So the phenomena of migrating along with the seasons during the summer season, because it becomes very hot in the lower part of the Himalayas, they all migrate upwards. They have animals with them. Which animals? They have cattle, they have sheep. So they go along in the upper slopes of the Himalayas along with the cattle and the sheep. And during the winter season, they all come downwards. Why? Because there is a heavy snowfall and it is extremely cold. Such a seasonal migration is known as transhumans. In India, the transhumans is practiced by which four tribes? Gujjars and Bakarwas. Which state? Jammu and Kashmir. Remember, the Kargil information about the infiltration in Kargil was given by such tribes who used to do transhumans. Then it is done by Gaddis of Himachal Pradesh. So Gaddi is an important tribe of an Himachal Pradesh. And Bhutias or Bhotias of Sikkim. So the famous Bhutia we have was the Bhaichung Bhutia. Bhaichung Bhutia, if you remember, football legend from India. So it was Bhutias of Sikkim. So the important tribes also we are doing, whatever the important tribes are in India, we won't be dealing with it too separately because it becomes too much of an factual information. Try to relate it to the transhumans, the seasonal migration by Gujjars and Bakarwas, by Gaddis and by the Bhutias of Sikkim. Now come to the higher, that alpine forest of the Himalayas. The alpine forest of the Himalayas are found at a still greater heights. Now what are the important species of the alpine forest? These are firs, junipers, pines, birch, etc. These are firs, pines, junipers, birch. These are the important tree species of the important trees in the alpine regions of the Himalayas. These are important species in the alpine regions of the Himalayas. And if you go still higher, in the higher regions, you will find rhododendrons. Find rhododendrons. What you will find here in the broadleaf forest, in the temperate and the broadleaf forest here, you will find deodar, you will find chestnut, you will find chinar of Kashmir, you will find walnut. What was the other important species here? You will find oak in this region. You will find oak in this region. So, अगर इनमें से any one of the trees comes, so you know where are this trees to be found? In the Himalayas, out of which Deodar is the species which is endemic, means which is found, which is originated in the Western Himalayas. Deodar is a species which is endemic to the Western Himalayas. Western Himalayas, which is endemic to Western Himalayas. So this is the beauty of Himalayas. If you go to the Eastern Himalayas, right from tropical evergreen to tundra, if you go to the western and still higher parts of Himalayas, from broadleaf forest of deciduous forest to the tundra region, some of the important species: Deodar, endemic to the Western Himalayas; chestnut, chinar, walnut, oak. If you go in the alpine forest, firs, pines, junipers, birch. So यहाँ पे two types of question can come from this entire diagram. Do study this diagram very well. I will just tell you the important questions. What is a transhumans means? Transhumans means seasonal migration along with their animals. So where in India? Mostly in the Western Himalayas, or even in the Eastern Himalayas, in the Sikkim, but in the Himalayan region. What are the tribes? Gujjars and Bakarwas, Gaddis and Bhutias. Or the second question can be, they can ask you, Gujjars and Bakarwals are the tribes of which state? The third question is that which national park in India has a variety of vegetation from tropical evergreen to tundra. Tropical evergreen to tundra, you remember the national parks of the Arunachal Pradesh. Remember the national parks of the Eastern Himalayas. In the Himalayan region, what are the forests which are found? Which Deodar is found where? It is endemic to the Western Himalayas. You must have done your environment ecology. You know the word endemism means. Then chestnut, chinar, walnut and oak are the trees of Himalayas, out of which Kashmir Valley ka it is chinar and walnut. Then in the very higher parts of the Himalayas, that is between 3000 to 4000 meters, you are finding which? Firs, pines, junipers, birch. Now these are the forests of the Alpine region. These are the trees of the Alpine region. These are the Alpine region. That means this is also found in the temperate regions of the world. If we look at the temperate regions, if we look at the world climatic regions, the temperate regions, that is the higher latitudes, the coniferous forest or the taiga forest region of the world will also have this forest. So if they can ask you the important trees of the taiga forest, firs, pines, junipers, birch. The important trees in the upper reaches of the Himalayas, firs, pines, junipers, birch. Rhododendron near the tundra and the Alpine region, near the tundra and the taiga region. So rhododendrons are also found. This is about the Himalayas. Now let's look at the interesting aspect of the Western Ghats. In the Western Ghats, obviously the Western Ghats are not that higher in height as compared to the eastern, as compared to the Himalayas. But yes, there are some parts of the Western Ghats which are of a greater height. In the Western Ghat region, which forest dominates? We have already done. Tropical evergreen forest dominates in the Western Ghat region. But in the Western Ghat region, in the areas which are greater than 1500 meter in height, in the Western Ghat region, in the areas which are greater than 1500 meters in height, there are temperate forests also found. So down we have the tropical forest, while upper we have the temperate forest. So the temperate forests in the Western Ghat region are found above the height of 1500 meters. And remember, these forests are known as the Shola forests. This temperate forest are known as the Shola forests. In the Nilgiris, especially in the Nilgiris, but even after the Nilgiris, they are also known as the Shola forests in the Annamalai and Palini hills. But you remember the Shola forests of Nilgiris. So the Shola forests are found as Nilgiris. And the Palini hill complex region. I don't want to do the spelling mistakes, so I have to keep on referring to the spellings. So what are these Shola forests? The Shola forests are the temperate forest of the Nilgiris. This is the most common question in the UPSC. The temperate forest in the Nilgiris are known as what? But remember, they can substitute that Nilgiris with the temperate forest in the southern hills or in the Western Ghat region is known as Shola forest. Now these are the temperate forest, and do some of the important species if you can remember. I am giving you the species. Try to remember. If you don't remember, it's fine. But I will give you the important species, where the important species of the Shola forest are Magnolia, and wattle. Magnolia, wattle Cinchona, and laurel. See, these are the species. You try to revise it once, twice. In the examination, if you revise it more than 3 times, it will strike in the examination, because again, you have to choose from the options. You do not have to fill in the blanks. You do not have to fill in the blanks. So, Magnolina, Cinchona, wattle, laurel, remember in the Shola forest. What are the Shola forest? Temperate forests of the Western Ghats region. Chestnut, walnut in the Himalayan region. Deodar is the endemic species of the Himalaya. Okay, so this is all about the mountain forest. Why I took it as a separate topic? Because the mountain forests have a variety of vegetation. But obviously, because the Western Ghats are not greater in height, you do not have tundra vegetation in the Western Ghat region. Now, the last kind of vegetation, which is found is you can see the dark black color, that is the littoral and swamp forest. Now you can see here in the map where it is found. It is found in the delta regions. So it is found here in the delta of Ganga Brahmaputra. It is found in the Mahanadi delta. It is found in the Godavari delta. So that is the littoral and swamp forest. It is littoral and swamp forest. Littoral and swamp forest. So this littoral and swamp forest are found in the delta regions. So this littoral and swamp forest are found in the delta regions. And because this is found in the delta regions, it is also known as a deltaic forest. How is this forest different? What is in the delta region? It is an extremely marshy land, and therefore the littoral and swamp forest will be in the areas of it is an extremely marshy land where there is a soils are waterlogged, and even in such condition, not all plants can thrive. Such a land, which is a marshy land, it is found even in the delta regions, and it is also found in the inland wetland regions. It is also found in the Run of Kutch region, which is one of the biggest marshy land in India. So in this region, what dominates? In this region, mangroves dominate. Mangroves is the most important vegetation of the delta forest region. And what about the cover of India mangroves? India has 7% of world's mangrove. India has 7% of world's mangrove. Which accounts for somewhere around 6,740 square kilometers. 6,740 square kilometers. So remember, in India, we have 6,740 square kilometers of mangrove vegetation. We have 6,740 square kilometers of mangrove vegetation. So which is 7% of mangrove vegetation. Where? In the delta regions. Ganga Brahmaputra delta mein. In this Ganga Brahmaputra delta, the most common mangrove which is found is the Sundri tree. And therefore this region is known as Sundarbans. But the mangrove is also found in the Ganga, Brahmaputra के बाद Mahanadi Delta. It is also found in the Krishna Godavari Delta. And remember, it is also found in the east and west coastal plain of India, and it is also found in the Andaman and Nicobar Island region. Mangrove forests are also found in the Andaman and Nicobar Island region. Now, at the same time, relate this lecture with your environment and ecology lecture. Your teacher here must have taught about what is the importance of mangrove, that they protect the coastline. They are one of the rich biodiversity areas. They are one of the rich bioproductivity areas. If the mangroves can protect the coastline from strong cyclones, from tsunamis, why they can protect the coastline? Because of their root system, which is like a finger holding the soils. So do that. How are the roots of mangroves, etc.? I cannot take each and everything in geography, otherwise the lecture series will extend to 200 hours and you will feel it is too much. Okay, so this is all about the forests of India. This is all about the forests of India. Now, what does our national forest policy says? Our national forest policy says that we should have 33% of the area under forest. Under forest. We should have 33% of area under forest. This is said by the National Forest Policy. That around 33% of the area should be under forest. But is 33% of the area under forest? How much area is under forest in India? Today it is around 24%. Do watch the next lecture of 5 minutes, because I have taken it as a separate lecture because it is based on current affairs, that is India State of Forest Report 2015, which is the latest report of the State of Forest. Now, if I take about the distribution of forest in India, we can say by the terms of area, in the terms of area wise, the maximum forest occurs in the state of Madhya Pradesh, maximum forests occurs in the state of Madhya Pradesh, followed by Arunachal, Pradesh. Then after that it is Chhattisgarh, and then it is Orissa, Odisha, and fifth it is Maharashtra. So these are the top 5 states if we consider area wise, and the bottom 2 states, you do not have to worry too much of the bottom states. The minimum forest is found in Haryana, followed by Punjab. So the minimum amount of forests is found in the Haryana, followed by Punjab. But Madhya Pradesh is a very big state. Obviously, it will have larger area under forest. UP is also a big state. It will have an area under forest. But if we take percentage wise, as the area of a state, how much percentage of that area is under forest, that gives a clear picture of the state of forest in India. So percentage wise, the topmost states in India percentage wise are the topmost states and union territories in India. I will first take the states. The state of Arunachal, Arunachal Pradesh, the states of Mizoram and Nagaland, Mizoram, and the state of Nagaland. These are the states who have more than 80% of its area under forest. See, so densely forested is Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram and Nagaland. So how to remember this? Remember, if you want to have a clean air, pollution-free air, then it is three states of Arunachal, Mizo and Nagaland. On other hand, in the Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar Island, is also having more than 80% of area under forest. More than 80% of area under forest. These are the three states who are having more than 80%. Other than these three states, none of the state of India is having more than 80% of the area under forest, not even the Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh has the largest area under forest, but percentage wise, which state of India has more than 80% of its forest? It is Arunachal, Mizoram and Nagaland. In तीनों में, which is having the highest? Look at the next lecture. It is related to current affairs and I feel that it is important from the examination point of view. So repeat it with me. Area wise, the topmost state is Madhya Pradesh. Uske baad it is Arunachal. Uske baad it is which state? Remember Chhattisgarh, फिर Orissa and then Maharashtra. But percentage wise, it is Arunachal, Mizoram and Nagaland. If UPSC asks you, tell the 4 states and union territories which are having more than 80% of its area under forest, it is Arunachal, Mizo, Naga and Andaman Nicobar Islands. These are the 4 states and union territories who are having greater forest cover. Other than all the states are having the least forest cover. Least is in Haryana and then in the state of Punjab. This is about the forest. Now let us study our knowledge. Let us check our knowledge, what we have studied in the, so that you will have an idea of how the questions come in the examination. So we will do some of the previous year questions here. Now the first question, if a tropical rainforest is removed, it does not regenerate quickly as compared to the tropical deciduous forest, because it was asked in the year 2011. I have just taken some of the sample questions so that you can get an idea. Because the soil of the rainforest is deficient in nutrients, because the propagates of these trees and have poor viability, rainforest species are slow growing and the exotic species invade the forest soil of the rainforest. The answer is leaching, remember. So the answer is the soil of the rainforest, because of leaching, becomes deficient in nutrients. So the answer becomes A. So you just have to revise these lectures again and again. Now let us go to the next question. Among the states, which one of the has one of the most suitable climatic condition for cultivation of large variety of orchids with minimum cost of production that can develop into export-oriented industry? Andhra, Arunachal, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh. Now, if you have been following the current affairs from last 1 year, if you are following Prime Minister's visit, you know that orchid cultivation, the best state is Arunachal Pradesh. So the answer is Arunachal Pradesh for orchids. The Eastern Himalayas. Remember this. Come to the third question. Which one of the following national parks has a climate that varies from tropical to subtropical to temperate and arctic? Now they have not asked from subtropical, that is deciduous, to temperate and arctic. So the Kanchenjunga National Park, Nanda Devi National Park, Neora Valley National Park and Namdapha National Park are your options. Now how to solve this? For that we will have to go to the slides of the forest cover in India. Look at the forest cover in India. Look at this. Arunachal Pradesh has a tropical evergreen as well as semi-evergreen forest. So the Kanchenjunga National Park, it lies slightly higher. It won't have. Neora Valley National Park, Nanda Devi National Park. Now see the location of Nanda Devi in Uttarakhand. So the answer here is Namdapha National Park. One homework I want to give you is go through all these national parks and see where they are located. Where is the Neora Valley National Park located? Where is the Nanda Devi? Where is the Kanchenjunga National Park located? Now, this is one information which I am giving you. In a particular region of India, the local people train the roots of the living tree into robust bridges. So, they make the bridges out of the roots. Such a practice is done in Meghalaya, Himachal, Jharkhand, Tamil Nadu. And now, such questions are the questions where you do not have an idea because there is a limitation of how much you will be studying. So, how to understand such questions? See, they are saying that the question is asking in the region of India where the people, the roots are so strong, the roots are so strong that they can be made into bridges. In which regions will the roots so strong? Will be very strong. In the regions of very heavy rainfall. Now, Himachal Pradesh, so the option is negated. Tamil Nadu, no, option is negated. Jharkhand and Meghalaya is such thing. The option is there. Now, out of that also, go by your intuition that the highest rainfall occurs in Meghalaya and then the answer becomes Meghalaya. So, these are always the chance questions in UPSC. Question in UPSC. Such chance questions you should attempt if you have a daring to attempt such questions. Why say to make you think simple from you, this question is from NCRT. This question is from NCRT. I forgot which NCRT, either from 7th or 8th NCRT. It's from 7th or 8th standard NCRT. Let us go to the next question. In which of the following tropical wet evergreen forests occur in the states? So they had asking you the 3 states and in which of the following states the tropical wet evergreen forests occur. What we know, the tropical wet evergreen forests occur in the eastern Himalayas and the western Ghat region. So where is Himachal Pradesh? Himachal Pradesh is not there. So cancel 1 and 2. Cancel 2. जो option 2 वाले हैं. What is the option? Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram. The entire northeast India. So the answer becomes C, 1 and 3 only. Come to the next question. In India, which one of the following types of the forest is teak a dominant tree species? Tropical moist, rain, thorn, grassland. Actual question, we have done it. Where it is in the tropical moist deciduous forest. I have also taught you this. Which of the following national parks is unique, being a swamp with floating vegetation that supports rich biodiversity? Bhitarkanika, Kebul Lamjao, Koildev Ghana, Sultanpur National Park. We have done Loktak Lake, Kebul Lamjao in the state of Manipur. So the answer is Manipur. In which lake? In the Loktak Lake. In the state of Manipur. In the state of Manipur. Which one of the following region have a combination of mangrove forest, evergreen forest and deciduous forest? This way I have done many times. What is the answer? North coastal plain, Bengal, southern Saurashtra no question, Andhra Pradesh no question. We have to have an area of evergreen as well as mangrove as well as deciduous, and there is only one area, that is Andaman and Nicobar Island region. Why not north coastal plain Andhra? It does not have evergreen forest. Why not Bengal? It does not have an evergreen forest. Saurashtra mein it is not even, it is a very less densely populated area. The lower Gangetic plain is characterized by humid climate with high temperature throughout the year. Which one of the following pairs of the crops is most suitable for this region? The lower Gangetic plain. Lower Gangetic plain means state of Bengal and Bihar. What is the crop here? Paddy means rice and cotton. Wheat and jute. Wheat and jute. Jute is a kharif crop. Wheat is a rabi crop. So combination, nahi. Wheat cannot tolerate very high rainfall. Wheat and cotton also cannot tolerate very high rainfall. So the answer is rice and jute. That is Bengal and Bihar region, especially the Bengal region. A state in India has the following characteristics. Its northern part is arid and semi-arid. Its central part produces cotton. Cultivation of cash crop dominates over the food crops. What is the state? Andhra Pradesh, is it desert? No. Karnataka, is it desert? It can be semi-arid, but is a desert? No. Tamil Nadu, obviously not. So the answer is Gujarat. Gujarat may we know which is an arid part. The Gulf of Kutch region is arid. The Gulf of this is arid and semi-arid, and यहाँ पे you have black cotton soil and black soil in this region. Then the next question. The Himalayan region is very rich in species diversity. Which one of the following is the most appropriate region for? Now, why there is a high species diversity? Is only heavy rainfall a necessary condition for high species diversity? Species diversity will be high if there are different climatic conditions. So, yes, rainfall is one criteria, but they are asking you to find the most appropriate criteria. So, इसमें से will first negate which are not at all and sure short answers. D is not at all. It has less human interference. C is also not. Exotic and invasive species have not been introduced in this. All these are reasons, but this is not the most appropriate reason. The choice is between high rainfall, heavy rainfall, and confluence of different biogeographical zones. Sirf high rainfall is not the region. So the Himalayan region, Western Himalayas is a different biogeographical zone. Eastern Himalayas is a different biogeographical zone. Purvanchal Hills, still different biogeographical zone. Western Himalayas में you will find alpine and tundra vegetation. Middle Himalayas में deciduous से tundra. Eastern Himalayas में tropical से tundra. That means there is a so variety of vegetation. Therefore, we will have species diversity. So the best answer is D. It is as the confluence of the different biogeographical zones. Actually, this question you will be able to solve if you have done environment and ecology. A particular state in India has a following characteristic. It is located at the same latitude which passes through northern Rajasthan. Over 80% of its area is under forest and 12% of the forest constitutes the protected area network. Which of the following state has all the above characteristics? I have told you many times, Delhi, Rajasthan का latitude से सिक्किम भी पास होता है, अरुणाचल भी पास होता है. Now, for that, to negate this answer, you will have to see which areas have 80% of the area under forest. Which are the states and union territories? Arunachal, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So Uttarakhand is not an answer, neither Himachal is an answer, neither Assam is an answer. Answer is Arunachal Pradesh. So this is how UPSC makes life easy for you. Now the next question, if you travel through the Himalayas, you are likely to see which of the plants naturally growing there. Now in this lecture itself we have done oak, yes. Rhododendron, yes. Sandalwood, क्या बोला था मैंने? Karnataka region. So sandalwood is not here. So the answer is 1 and 2 only. Answer is 1 and 2 only. Answer is 1 and 2 only. So this is all about the natural vegetation. Look at the next lecture, that is India State of Forest lecture, and that is about the current affairs. So we'll meet again with soils. Thank you very much.